today's forging is going to be these two bolts. I'm going to finish forging them into a workable billet. As soon as I have them even, I will clean them up and forge weld them together. Forge is on, and it's right at the sweet spot, so it's heating up fast. As always, more to follow. A word on steel. If you're going to put two different steels together, then you're trying to make Damascus. But I'm not so certain that the two bolts I have cooking in the forge right now are the same quality steel. One of them's heating up a whole lot faster than the other, and I put them in at the same time. Now, if they're both hardenable steel, that means that the bigger one or the longer one, and the one that's heating up slower is either got a higher carbon content or there's something else about it. I don't know. We'll see. More to follow. I started off using what I like to call the big hammer because I figured I'd move some steel real quick, and it is working. But I think I'm going to switch over to my medium because it doesn't seem to require quite as much oomph. I got both pieces of steel heating up in the forge, and now that I got them both up to temp, they seem to be staying there pretty equally, which means one stays nice and toasty warm while I'm pounding on the other, and vice versa. It's the only thing I can think of for how to get these two bolts into a workable billet, and as quick as possible. I could do it one after the other, I know, but that just seems like I'd be doing twice as much work. It makes sense in my head. Anyway, more to follow. Alright. I've been working both of the bolts in the forge now for a little bit. And my faster heating bolt is definitely moving easier. The slower heating bolt is, the metal's moving, but it takes more effort and it's a whole lot slower. I think I'm going to switch back to the big hammer when I'm working on that one, just because I want to get the metal to move a little faster. Medium hammer for the fast heater. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. More to follow. Alright. I turned the pieces of metal around, even though you can't see it. And I'm heating up the back pieces now so that I can get them forged down, so that I can forge weld it together. After looking at it for a minute or two, I determined that one is a hardened steel bolt and the other one is a good quality steel, but it's not a hardened. So it's hardenable, but not hardened. And I don't know why that makes a difference, or even if it does. I could be completely wrong. But I'm still going to go on and make the knife. That right there is the fast heating bolt. Fresh out of the forge. I'm going to pound on it here in a minute. But, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to let it get cool down so you can see it. But you can tell it's a much flatter piece of metal. And it's almost ready for me to pound it flat, clean it up, and get it ready for the forge weld. Here in a minute, I'll show you the other. That is the one that heats up really slow. It sheds heat really fast. I have to wonder, just what the carbon content is there. I know it's high, I just don't know how high. Which is probably the danger of making knives out of bolts. So, I mean, there's that. But when you score a winner, and I think this one is, boy do they work nice. The edge that never dulls. More to follow. Alright, so here at the Psycho Caddy Forge, we have 2 pieces of metal that are just toasting it up. They need to both be completely heated and the same color. Since one heats up slower than the other, you know, it's a bit of a fun. Also, I want to make sure that my steel is straight when I try and forge weld them together. More to follow. Now, because I am hot welding them, I have to do it a little differently. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the first bolt out of the forge, I'm going to set it on the anvil, and I'm going to clean it off with my file so that all the forge scale is gone. Then I'm going to take the other one out, and I'm going to do the same thing to it. At which point, I'm going to stack them one on top of the other, and stick them back in the forge, in prep for their hopeful, successful bonding. I can't remember what the word is. Forge weld? Yes, forge weld! Haha! I remembered. Yay me. More to follow. Grinding it off by hand is becoming a bit of an issue. I can do it, but it's gonna take a while. So, I think I'm gonna stop this particular video and start another one after I get them all cleaned up. More to follow, guys.